Hey everybody, Richter Knives here, your favorite knife tuber. Episode number 194, coming at you today with the newest release from Jack Wolf Knives, the Diamondback Jack. Ooh, baby. I knew that Ben Belkin from Jack Wolf Knives was coming out with a bunch of fixed blades, which I'm pretty sure are coming, and then just a addition to their line of locking knives with new patterns. So they've done these in the past, the Gunslinger. They've done, probably about 6-7 patterns. I think this might be the 6th or 7th. I don't know, but the Gunslinger was the first. One of my favorites of all time. One of my favorite knives of all time. And I knew they were coming out with these. I just didn't know when. So when this one hit, and this one showed up in the mail, and Ben did send this to me for free for review. Just a heads up. But that's not going to affect any kind of thing I do or any opinion I have of this knife. Because honestly, this thing is just sweet. It's pretty much everything I want in a knife besides patina on the blade. So you got the S90V blade. They're always good steel. I'm sure they have a very good heat treat. Super duper thin blade. That tip, look, it just almost disappears. Hollow ground. Super duper thin. We'll talk about that later on. And it's got titanium. And then micarta. This is a green micarta. When I first got it, it looked natural. It was really, really light. But I've been carrying it all week, and it's starting to soak up the oils from my hands and things like that. And forgive my hands, by the way, they're kind of dirty. But I'm a leather worker, and I've been working out in the yard and stuff today. So I'm not a hand model anyway. I'm a flipping knife tuber. So there you go. There's that. Like I said, S90V, you got these. This is the only billboarding you have. This Jack Wolf right here. S90V. And like I said, it is a locking blade. Very nice. This is probably the 6th or 7th, I don't know the exact number, model of locking knife that they did. They started out with the Gunslinger. Here's the Gunslinger. This one is in rosewood. One of my favorite knives of all time. You see how much of that wood is darkened up. You see up underneath there, underneath that clip. So, love these. They're pretty cool. I mean, they're pretty much just the look of a slip joint or a traditional pattern, but it has that liner lock. It has the pocket clip, and then it has all the good stuff. The new modern materials, titanium. Titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip, anodized, and then of course the super steel S90V. That thin hollow grind, super duper slicey, just a flipping perfect EDC knife. It really is. It's light. It's a really good size. Size wise, there's my hand, in my hand right there. And you got plenty enough room to do whatever you want to. You could choke up. It's got a little bit of jimping right here on the spine. And it comes all the way back here. And that just leads to that front flipper. Easy to deploy. You can also use your finger. Like sometimes I'll whip it out like that and then bring it back and use my finger, the back of my finger right there, just to flip it around. You can reverse flick it. You really don't even need to get into that nail nick to do it. Just a little bit of, skin, a little bit of pressure, comes right on out. Very good action. And this blade is super light. A lot lighter than the handle. And let's show you the balance point. Let's see if I can do it. There's your balance point. So the balance point is kind of almost mid-handle. That shows you how light this blade is. But look, still drops. That's how dadgum smooth that thing is. Super smooth. I got something in there, lint, something. Super smooth. It just drops. Easy to deploy. You can, you know, do the reach around right there. Very nice. Liner lock, like I said. Frame lock, sorry. Boom. You got the micarta covers, and they're super thin, just like on all the other Jack Wolf. You see where the termination of the titanium stops and the micarta starts. So it's super thin, looks really good, classy. And when I first got this micarta was super light. It almost looked like a natural micarta instead of a green. But you see the oils from my hands have gotten in there and kind of soaked in. If you can look underneath that pocket clip, you can see almost how light it was. Then you got these bronze anodized clip and back spacer. And not only on the back right here, which is super tight and clean, but when you open the knife, you look down in there and you get that same color contrast. Freaking cool as heck. So let's talk about how good of an EDC knife this is. It really is a good EDC knife. And it's on the same pattern as this Venom jack. And this is just a little smaller slip joint. Not that much smaller, but there's your size comparison. And very good knife. But what I'm trying to tell you is an EDC knife. This one's easy to deploy, one-handed. Like I said, you got the pocket clip, and it's deep too. It's a whole lot wider than, let's just say, let's look at this gunslinger jack. Oh, here we go. Let's do this. Sorry. For Pete's sake. See how much more room you have. See the pocket clip? So you can get it on a thick pair of jeans now where you probably couldn't with the gunslinger back in the day. They've widened that up. Looks really good. Fits perfect in my jeans pockets. Take it right off. Put it right in. Good to go. So this blade right here, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Just a utility beast. And there's no blade play at all. Up, down, side, side, nothing. It is there. Solid. That's one thing you can say about Jack Wolf knife. It's not dainty at all. Now, it's not like a Medford or something like that. It's not super thick and chunky and like a brick. But it is more solid than you'd think it is. Another thing about this, as far as EDC goes, is that blade is so slicey, and utility just... Let's get some leather. I got a little bit of leather here. This is probably about a 6-ounce leather. And you just drag that across. I barely even done that too. Let's actually cut it in half. I almost did it. But I'll tell you this. This is not sharp. It's not. And that's not a dig on it. Although I do think they should be sharper when you get them out of the box. This is how sharp it is. You see if I'm doing that to my thumb, that's really probably not that sharp. But I say that to show you this. Let me get a piece of paper. This is thin phone book paper. You see how it cut that? Just nothing. That's just straight up geometry. You've seen that it's not that sharp. I could push down on my thumb. It's not cutting me. Utility cutting beast. Even if it's not sharp, you could cut with it all day long. It's got a very fine tip to it. I don't know if I can show just how fine of a tip that is. See that? Good even bevels. Straight. You got that great sharpening notch right there. So you got plenty of blade life if you want to sharpen this up. And there's your thickness of your blade, which I don't have all the stats in front of me. I mean, you can get the stats from almost any knife tuber that gets these and talks about them. And there's a bunch of good ones that do it too. I just want to talk to you about how good of an EDC knife this is. This is just, it's what you really want. To me, I like the Stonewash on it. The Stonewash on the blade, check that out. Kind of sparkly. Kind of helps out whenever you're cutting stuff. And it kind of hides scratches, things like that. You're not afraid to use it. You also got the Stonewash on the titanium bolsters. See? And this being in my pocket for a week, you could tell on that clip, it's starting to fade just a little bit right there. But I think that's me running into stuff, to be honest with you. I bet it is. Because that stays on there very good. Here's your back spacer after a week of carry. Nice. All your internals. Your cage bearings. Love this thing. The blade is just ridiculous. I love that. The Micarta. I'm a Micarta guy. I'm super glad that Ben sent this one to me. There are different variations. Probably 5 or 6 of them. And this one is the one I would have picked for myself. Just because I like that patina. And then the Stonewash. This is just my jam. I'm a copper guy too. So that copper anodization. Love it. This is pretty much everything I want in a Jack Wolf EDC lock and blade. It's exactly what I want. I really couldn't ask for no more. I love the gunslinger. I love the big bro. What's the other one called? It's not a big bro. It's on the big bro frame. Whatever. You know what it is. Head over to their website, check it out if you like this. And if you don't like the clip on it, it actually comes with an insert you could put right there, take the clip off, and you could carry it in your pocket or even put it in a slip. They sell slips on their website, jackwolfknives.com. And if you don't see anything on there you like, I make them. Holler at me. This one would probably fit it well. It's got the gray to match. It's got my logo. Not really a plug, just a heads up. But I think it'd fit pretty well. I got some of these in stock. And then, man, that's just sweet. Let's look and see what's inside the box. Let's do that. You want to? Here we go. Modern interpretation, timeless design. Same box you always get. Really nice. If you haven't read the back of the box, pause that. Read it. It's a good read. Let's do this. I don't want to tear this thing up. It's kind of velvety texture to it. Pretty nice. Then you get the tube. This is a metal tube. And right there's your art. Check that out. You got Jack Wolf with the Diamondback. This is a Diamondback Jack. See? It says it right there. I'm looking right at it. There's all your information for the interwebs. And you got a POG. Look at the lid. The lid's cool too. There's your POG, Diamondback Jack. And same artwork that's on the tube. If you like that kind of thing. It's pretty cool. You always get these. This is the favorite one I got so far because it's kind of gray. It's not pink or pastel. I like the gray. I'm probably going to take this now tube and use it. Matches his knife pretty well too. The knife comes wrapped in this. So every Jack Wolf knife you get gets this. Unless it's a fixed blade, or if it's what's the other one? The Steel Series. Does it come with that? You have, here's the insert for your pocket clip. Put that back in there. And then there's this little foam piece. Ooh, fancy. And then you get these. These taste pretty good if you salt them. Don't eat that, just kidding. Here's a sticker that I got out in record time. That's freaking cool. I like these stickers, man. I need to figure out something to do with all these stickers. You get 2 of them in there. So, I mean, if you want to stick one, save one. Whatever makes you happy makes me happy. There we go. There is the review on this knife. If you like it, head over to the website. I'll actually put a list of dealers down below. If you're watching this now, whenever now is, it comes out on Friday. And I will put the times of the release and the dealers down below, all the information. I'll even put some information about sizes and steels and materials and all the good stuff down there so you can read up on it. There you go. One of my favorites. I always say that, but dadgummit, every time I think I have a favorite, they come out with something else and I'm like, dang, how do they just keep outdoing themselves? And if you followed Texas Blade Show, you'd have seen that crazy, ridiculous vampire fixed blade that they had there. And man, that was insane. And hopefully they'll have some more come out. That was a limited thing. But here you go. There's all kind of different ones, different covers. They picked really good covers this time, like they've been doing. And if you like it, choose one. I recommend this one, just because I'm a teener guy. And I like the Micartas and the Stonewashers. There you go. If you have any questions, shoot it down below. Don't forget to subscribe. It's that little red button right down there. Don't forget to tell your friends, your family, your mom and them, your baby mama, your crush, your barber about Richter knives. And this is Richter, out.